Welcome into another episode of the Tusketeer Hogcast. I'm your host, Bones. I'm trying to have a positive attitude. I'm trying to be jolly. I'm trying to do all the things that we're supposed to do, but it's tough.
I might have cried myself to sleep that night, but
I definitely had a stomach ache. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's rough. It was a rough way to watch the game, how it ended. It was fun watching the game, but it was
more fun in the first half.
It was more fun in the first half.
It was bittersweet for sure.
Yeah.
Because I thought we had it at halftime, but
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, do what?
Wasn't the case.
Wasn't the case. That's right. Well, again, I'm Bones, Buck, and Camo. Dang it. We should have won. We should be 2-0.
Oh, hey, you had to win. Bones had to win.
I know.
We're smiling our pain away.
We predicted a loss, but that's just predictions. Our hearts are
in it for sure.
And we wanted to win that game so bad. We were so hopeful we could be sitting here in front of you guys.
We should have.
And calling the Hogs and y'all feeling the energy and us be 2-0. But
top 25,
there's
more
always
than likely.
next week.
Well, before we get going, like, subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, all that stuff. God, I'm so mad. I wasn't mad until we started this damn thing, and now I'm mad.
It's all right.
Anyway,
I'm sure everybody else is feeling the same emotion.
More than likely. So
I didn't even want to watch Sunday NFL because the Hogs lost.
No.
It was just like piss. Every team that was. I tried to watch the Bengals game. They were wearing
I
orange.
got really upset because your Buffalo Bills almost lost to the Cardinals, and that would have been a bad weekend for you.
Trust me,
that would have been a bad weekend.
It still was a bad weekend.
My Cowboys look good.
If I had to choose, I'd rather the Hogs win than the Bills win, but I still love my Bills.
Yeah, I got a burp. Sorry,
we're not professionals.
No, we're not. Well, thank you for the love and support again, everyone out there.
Hopefully, our live quality is.
We have moved studios. If you can't tell, we have moved studios. We are at a different location, an undisclosed location that I'm not going
on some
to.
Fiber optic.
We're on fiber. I was doing a little preview. We looked decent on here.
What did Wes say we looked like the last time?
It's like we were on house arrest or something.
Yeah, house arrest. There you go. Hopefully we don't look like we're on house arrest.
Hopefully not. But anyway, we'll kick it off again. Hogs in a upsetting fashion dropped this one week 2 to Oklahoma State 39-31 in double overtime.
What a game.
It was a great game for the majority. I thought it was a great game.
If you look at it, guys, anybody that watched that game, whether you're a Hog fan or not, you have to be coming out of that game going, the Hogs are good.
Oh yeah,
We lost, and there's an L in front of that game. There's an L in front of the Oklahoma State.
You see
game.
us rising.
And there's no way getting around it. But at the same time, the way we played hard, the way our defense played, the way our offense, for the most part, other than a few blunders.
But you know what hasn't changed?
Really good.
You know what hasn't changed? Our ability to finish. And that, I think, has a lot to do with coaching. I'm not saying fire Pittman, but I'm saying that has a lot to do with coaching.
And I'm going to disagree there. I think our coaches did everything right as far as getting now, I'm not saying they did everything right in the game. There were some clock management issues that I had a big problem with.
Yeah, for sure.
And they may have not managed the game well. But as far as everything leading up to the 11 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, they had done everything they possibly could for the guys playing the game to make sure that they're set up for success.
I don't know what they're emphasizing in practice, but holding on to the ball or not turnovers is not one. It can be the way they look.
All right, listen.
There should have been more than there should have. I mean, we had 3, but we were fumbling the ball on the snaps. I mean, everything. Low snaps, high snaps, everything.
Snaps, couple low snaps. But the interception, the pick 6 that Oklahoma, that wasn't a missed throw. He got hit.
Right. I understand that one. But I mean, it got tipped at the line, right?
And he got his arm a little bit got his arm a little bit.
Either way, those things happen.
It was an inaccurate throw.
We had a muff punt and a fumble. I mean, those things can happen. It could have been another fumble. We lost out of bounds, right?
The play of the game to me, what turned the tide as far as momentum, that we never got it back. And we got a little bit of it back when we kicked that long field goal at the end of regulation, went into overtime. I said, okay, we might find a way to win this game. But other than that, was Satania's drop punt return.
That
was the
killer.
kicker.
Yeah, that's what put me back in my seat, and I was like, dang. Yeah. You know, that was
that 4th and 1 when we went for it and didn't get it. I thought, I don't know why we had Hill in there. Do y'all know why we had?
Well, Zatania was dealing with, or not Zatania,
Jackson.
Jaquinta Jackson was dealing with some cramping issues. You saw
Dominic, what's his name? The third
Dominion.
Yeah, Dominion. Yeah. Why wasn't he in there?
He's been beat up. He hasn't practiced much.
You figure we have a bigger body than that.
It's not so much Dominion, because I know his injury and he's hadn't been practicing. My issue is, why not put Braylon Russell?
Braylon Russell
is a big back.
Yep.
He could get a few yards, especially the holes we were creating.
We got the smallest back on the field.
Sam Pittman can run through some of them holes.
That's for sure. Yeah.
We were run blocking very, very well.
Yeah, we were pass blocking good in the first.
Besides when they brought pressure,
there was a couple of times. Obviously, I mean, you're going to have that. You've lining up against athletes. I mean, it's an athlete versus an athlete, right? And so, big or small, you can't expect us to be perfect. And they're gonna adjust.
And the times that they got through,
that was my point, Caleb.
I don't know if it's on the line or if it's on the quarterback not making his on the line adjustments, but they were getting through not even touched. And that's why he was like having to run for his life half the time.
I seen Green check at the line a few times, but he didn't really change the play that much. I would say maybe 5% of the time or less. He usually went with what Bobby had called.
Yeah.
To me,
which is a good idea.
I don't know that to be
That's a good idea.
I just don't know if he had.
I
don't know if he checked more than that, but I would doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say this, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Oklahoma State made some really good halftime adjustments. Here they are. They're coming in at home. They're down 21-7. They go in at halftime, and it was gut check time for them.
They took advantage of every turnover we had.
They could have laid down like a dog and said, you know what? My gosh, they're kicking us in the mouth. And they come out and they come in rushing our quarterback. They played better defense. Their offense executed.
But if you look overall, I mean, you can't deny we dominated that game.
Oh, yeah.
Even the second half, they didn't dominate us. We just had turnovers.
If you showed someone the box score,
yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
You hit the top line of the
rushing. Just look at rushing yards.
Exactly
232 to 59.
Yeah,
crazy. I mean, dominate.
That's what made me sick. I was already nauseous. But when I looked at the box score and like you said, covered up the score, 99.9% of people in America would have looked at that box score and go, oh, the team on the left won that ball game, no doubt.
By 3 touchdowns.
By a couple touchdowns minimum.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. We let them off the hook.
We got to find a way to win these games, and I don't know what it is. Like I said, I don't know if it's on coaching. I'm not saying fire Pittman again.
You sure as hell were saying that on Saturday.
But he's got a yellow flag up. That's for
Wait
sure.
Till we get to Colts Corner.
Got a yellow flag.
Corner, you're going to be.
He's got a yellow
Corner.
flag. If he doesn't improve and start winning these ball games this year, I think if we only win 6, he's out of here. He's got to be.
We'll get to that. We'll circle back to that.
Well,
yeah, because I know where you stand on that.
So this
the broken damn record.
Just some more stats from the weekend. First time in school history that we went back-to-back games with 600-plus yards on offense.
Wow.
Yep. 648 yards total, 232 on the ground, 416 in the air. Yeah. Not Braylon Russell. Golly, I'm all jacked up tonight. It's just the loss, boys. I'm telling you. Taylor Green, 26 for 45.
Not Traylon.
Not Traylon. No, that's
not Taylor. I got it down. I said his name about 50 times on Saturday, so I think I won't jack that up anymore.
But he also had 18 carries and 61 rushing yards, something around there. Of course, Jaquinta Jackson, another stud-looking performance out there.
We've got some
almost 150 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns.
It's a young team, and guys, we've got so many new faces, and to be able to play like that. That's why I'm giving credit to the coaches, because they've got a lot of new faces, new schemes. And let me tell you this, T on the hill will. T
I like
on
him.
the hill
I like him.
will
He-
has got it going on.
He just didn't
he
make
is
that.
awesome.
But
Dude, I love that guy.
He's a
He's
great,
freaking
great coach.
badass.
Great coach.
second half, he, towards the end of the game, he didn't stop him, going to the end zone and stuff. But yeah, I like him a lot.
Yes.
He
He is a sleeper, and you said it during our text during the game, which I wanted to come to your house and
he's going to be a head coach somewhere.
do something.
I mean, you
He's gonna be a head
slash
coach.
your tires or something. Buck's already calling it. T. Will be a head coach somewhere next year, and he
Yep.
won't be our defensive coordinator.
Yes,
and I
sir.
hope he's wrong, but he's so darn good. He's probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably not going to be a big name, but he'll be somewhere, a state, somewhere,
Yeah.
a tech school, but he'll be somewhere.
We'll put $100 that he will not be a head coach next year.
Buck don't like to bet. Buck's not
Mark,
a better.
mark the tape. $100 right now. I'll lay it on the table.
I'm not that confident in it now.
Come on now.
It's a good prediction though, because he's really, really
Yeah.
good.
So
Really good.
We had 7 penalties, 71 yards. In penalties. I mean, they
It's
had
just
6
shooting
with
yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Mistakes,
mistakes. Dump.
low snaps, not handling the snaps, and turnovers. Those 4 things right there cost us the game. There's
Well-
no way around it. You don't blame it on Pittman because this is, and I'll get to this in Colts Corner. Pittman gets all the blame, but none of the credit.
Right.
If we're successful,
He should. But
it's Bobby
he
Petrino.
should.
If
He
we're good-
should though, right? He should get the blame.
If
He's
you're
the
at the
head
top,
coach.
If
But
you're
if-
the head
but if
coach,
we
then you
won-
should get
all the blame or all the credit.
and the blame.
I
You're at the top.
I admit that if we do good, he's probably not getting all the credit. I mean,
Why are you getting all the blame if you're at the top and you're the one?
I'm not disagreeing
This
with that.
staff is together.
I'm not
and
disagreeing
these
with that.
players are here
I'm not disagreeing with
because
that.
you're at the top of the totem pole
It's
and
not
you
fair.
get all the blame, but you get none of the credit.
You're
That's
right.
my issue with the whole
It's not fair, but
BMFP people.
yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason they're saying that.
Yeah, don't
We wouldn't even be
don't
in that
forget,
game if it wasn't
why
for Bobby
are we
Petrino.
cursed for
We
the last
wouldn't have
10
been in
years
that game.
since 2012 or let's say 12 years?
Yeah.
Why are we cursed? Who started that?
Blonde.
A dadgum right on the Harley. A dadgum right on the Harley is why we're even talking about why the Hogs have sucked the last over a
Well,
decade.
So
And we
are
started the
you
curse.
time out? Are you saying you wouldn't want him here during those years?
I'm glad
because of
that
that?
things can be forgiven, and I'm glad that it
It
can
sounds
come full
like you still
circle.
got some hard
I'm
feelings.
just not quick to crown him. I'm not going to crown his ass.
Well, it sounds like you're
But-
not giving him his
but
credit
I'm
either.
glad that he's here. I'm glad that he's an offensive mind. He's a brilliant offensive mind. He's a good coach. But I do have a little bit of animosity towards Bobby Petrino because you talk about our first episode, we talked about building a plane in flight.
Yep.
He built that darn plane in flight and he got the plane up at 30,000 feet and took it down to the ground
Nose
on
dive.
one ride on a Harley with a blonde.
Well, let's get
And
back to
that's
this
why I have
game.
a little bit of animosity towards Bobby Petrino.
I said last week.
Can you blame me?
I said last week that if it's a close game, Oklahoma State is going to win, and
Because
one
of
reason why experience,
Yeah.
And that's
and that held true.
well, they experienced teams. What they do, they take advantage of teams' mistakes.
Exactly.
They relish the moment and they go, "Hey, you're going to give it to us. We're not going to just piss it away. We're going to make you pay for not executing. We're going to make you pay for not executing
Yep.
and all that stuff and making mistakes." And that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and when Zatania dropped that ball, that was the punt. That wasn't the first time that we had ran into him. I mean, the one a couple punts before,
He almost his own
But
player.
he caught it.
he caught it, right?
And it was
But
our own player
it
running
was,
into
it
it.
was our own
Mhm.
player.
Yeah.
We got to be smarter than that and find a way to. I mean, you practice it every day in practice. Special teams, you practice it. You don't not practice it. You got to know where the ball's at. You got to know where your guys at on the field at all times. But like you said, I mean, of course, we weren't all together.
And if you look
but
at the
we
time of
were
possession,
texting and-
we even dominated that 36 minutes
To 30
to
or
23.
28. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so every aspect of the game
Significantly more.
besides turnovers,
Yeah.
we dominated.
Yeah.
We should have won, but here we are.
yeah, here we are. Well,
Hogs fans for life.
hey, we'll pig no matter what. Colt, if you're listening, go ahead and give us a call, and we'll get you on for Colt's Corner. If you're out there, you might shoot him a text too, and see if he's ready to rock and roll.
We'll give him a little reminder.
Yeah, give him a little reminder. But just again, to go over some more. Armstrong dropped a couple balls. You know, he dropped the ball.
He did.
Should have had.
Let's get back to his accuracy. It's a big problem. It really is. It needs to be talked about.
Missed some. He missed some passes. That's
a lot of passes. Even in the first half when we dominated.
Now at the same time,
he missed a lot of passes.
He's not a pocket quarterback. I think if he gets outside the pocket on the run, he's very accurate.
Dangerous.
But when he's sitting there in the pocket, he gets a little antsy. He gets, to me, kind of uncomfortable the way it looks. And he's going to have to improve that. That's when his accuracy goes.
There's a couple things that I noticed along with that is I think we're looking at just the accuracy as he did miss some throws and threw behind
wide open.
What's his completion percentage?
Even some caught balls.
What was he on attempts and completion?
Even some caught balls.
Well, he had 26
we got
passes for
there's a couple caught passes that they had to reach behind them and slow their momentum. I mean,
yeah.
Coach, you there?
Coach, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We got you loud and clear, bud. Where are you at right now?
Man, I am somewhere that the Razorback ball team will never be, and that's a Disney.
Maybe our basketball team.
We're going to Disney World.
Well,
you will never hear those out of Sam Pittman's mouth. So I'm soaking it in for the Hogs.
Camo's over here fuming right now. I see it coming from his ears.
Well, I got these headphones on. You know, the smoke.
we got a moral victory rush over there.
Well, Coach,
don't worry, boys. We played them close.
Yeah. Well, Coach, give us your take on the game this last weekend versus Oklahoma State, and where do we go from here?
Well, so had it as a loss, so I can't be too up about that, and that's not the problem. On my 2 to 3 keys of the game, hit 2 out of 3. I felt like the accuracy of Taylor Green. Yeah. Even though he was good most of the game, that last drive there missed a wide open hill for a score, and that just can't happen. So just got to be sharper in bigger moments of the game. That was a problem. I said last week, kicking, guys, we don't have a kicker.
We don't have a kicker. You're right. No. Ramsey needs to go.
And here's the deal. I don't care that he didn't hit the game field goal. That's awesome. That's great. Dude, you missed 2 field goals that have to be made. I mean, full with Cam Little, and we just took about 5 steps in the kicking game, and that's going to be a problem going forward because I mean, you get to the 25-yard guys, we're not in range.
No, he missed a straight on kick.
Yeah,
and you mentioned Cam Little. Where's he at now?
Well, he's in the NFL kicking on Sundays.
There you go.
So, it just is tough because I didn't even disagree with us going for it on 4th and short or whatever it is, because you can't dismiss the 41-yarder. You can't do that again. So Pittman was right on that. That was 100% the right call. But that's troublesome going forward, guys. That's troublesome.
What do you think about that 4th and 1 call?
That's what he's saying. He agrees with it.
You agree with the running back in there?
I agree with keeping the offense.
The running back in there, him 160 pounds or whatever he is.
Oh, as far as the player that they played.
The player, I didn't mind the
Put
call.
Braylon Russell in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking about Rodney Hill.
Yeah.
You talking about the last call, the last
play of the game.
Yeah, the last play of the game.
Well, that was a design run. It needs to be an RPO, in my opinion. It's got
to be an RPO, 100%. Because when you rewind the tape and you watch it back, I mean, the keep for probably 6 is there. In case the first down is there. However, I've got a little theory, boys. I've got a little behind that call. Bob Petrino is a hell of a poker player, boys. Hey, you make that right there, that seat gets a little hotter every week, a little hotter every single week. So no, I don't think that was the case. Here's the deal: you should never have been in that situation. So, and what that shows is this. And Josh, you're going to hate this, but this is facts. We're the same team Yes, we have a brand new shot offense. We're the same team. Can't pick up short yard downs when it matters.
Can't
Right.
finish.
And you can't finish. Who does that start with? That starts with that guy.
It's kind of like what I already
Well,
said earlier.
I don't think that you can make that assumption on this
Why?
one game.
Why?
Because it's one
it's
game
not-
and
Josh,
it's the
it's
start
been-
of
it's
the
been more than
2024
one game.
season,
We're 2 and
Colt.
10.
More than one game.
You sent a
Okay,
stat, Caleb, the other day, right?
If we
2 and 10.
do this 3 games, the first 5 games, then I feel like you have some substantial evidence
We have
to
4
be
years
able
of
to
it.
make
We-
that conclusion.
We
We already
four
have
years.
it.
One
We have
game
4 years of it.
Yeah, I mean,
with this team.
16
Quit talking
16
about
It
the
games.
doesn't matter. It's the same coach.
Turn the page
Same
and
coach.
talk about the 2024 Hogs.
That's where I
Turn the
disagree.
page and talk about this team. We did it one game.
Mentality,
Let's-
culture.
Hey, if we win the next 3 games, which in my book we will, I think we're going 4-1. I think we're going to beat UAB handily. We're going to beat Auburn. We're going to beat A&M. We're going to be 4-1. We're going to be sitting here in 4 weeks. We'll be talking about 4-1 Hogs. That's my prediction, and that's what I predicted before we even started the season. And then what are we saying now? Your tone is going to change a little bit. I promise you.
yeah.
Well, the only way that happens, Josh, the only way that happens, and you better hope to God that you do not have a lead going in any of those games. They're going to blow it.
Exactly. That's
You
what I'm
seen
thinking.
Randy? You
What-
seen
hey, guys.
Randy Quaid? You see Randy Quaid in Major League Two? They'll blow it in the ninth.
Yeah.
They'll blow it in the ninth.
Hey, Harmon, ask these guys what I messaged them right before that pick 6. Ask them.
What did you message?
He called it, and I told him I'd come into his house and burning his house down.
I said,
He
wait,
spoke
guys,
the
don't get
interception
too.
into existence.
I said, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen, like a pick 6. And I swear that next drive, pick
He
6.
spoke it into existence. He put it out in the universe, and it just come to fruition.
No, I've just watched the Hogs too many times.
One
man.
thing that we haven't mentioned that I think is noteworthy is the clock management at the end of the game. I mean, we
And the half.
let 10 seconds. Taylor Green let 10 seconds run off the clock
2 different times.
with 39
I'm
seconds.
more upset about the clock management at the end of the half when trying to go get a field goal. And yes, we did take a sack on first down. It was 2nd and 17. But try to get a field goal there.
we can't.
we
we
were.
can't.
Don't let your foot off the gas.
I
It was 3rd and 13.
I don't think we were gonna at the
The
end.
You
of the
can't
half-
call-
we
you
were
can't
going-
call
punt it, and they
timeout.
get the ball with 40
You
seconds
can't
left. That's the
call a
worst that
timeout.
happens.
3rd and 13.
But
There's
we
no
were-
way you think you're going to get
I
that.
think we were playing for
We're,
the
we're
field
taking
goal.
up Colt's corner time. Colt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
tell us what you think about it.
It doesn't, listen here. It all comes back to the head guy. We're talking about clock management. Where does that start with? Why do you do drills? Why do you do drills in practice, right? You drill in practice to get prepared for games. We're just not sharp. We're doing the same crap
Okay,
over and
Colt,
over and over.
I get you're putting all the blame on Pittman. But it seemed like in the second half, after their second half adjustments, Oklahoma State, they were snuffing everything out more than they were in the first half. And that was Bobby Petrino calling the plays. So why don't you give some accountability? Why don't you give some accountability to Bobby Petrino on that? And instead of saying Pittman, all the blame.
Okay, I'll give some accountability to Bobby Petrino. I saw a touchdown pass dropped in the end zone. Okay, I saw that happened. And that's not on Pittman, nor if it's on Bobby Petrino. But I saw 600 something yards throughout the game. I saw a dominant time possession,
And you're going to blame that on Pittman?
We still
You're
lost.
blaming that on Pittman?
Yeah,
It's definitely not on Bobby
because
Petrino.
I'm blaming it on the
not
players.
on Bobby Petrino.
It's not on Bobby.
It's not Petrino's players.
It ain't on
Well,
Pittman.
who's
So
that
it's
with?
more on Pittman than
Because-
it is Bobby. I'll say that.
Pittman got Bobby there.
Josh,
Pittman
you
got
fit-
T-Will
Josh,
there.
you fit.
Pittman got these players there, but it's Pittman's fault. And he didn't drop one pass, fumble one ball, snap one low snap, but it's Pittman's fault.
Culture.
But he chooses to play the sorry sons of, that's what he does. He chooses to play them.
Oh, if you watch the game, you can't call one of those players sorry because we have a great football team, Colton. You know that. We have a great football team.
We have better. We have better athletes.
We have a good football team.
We have
not a
better
great football team.
athletes. We have better
we have
athletes.
a good football team.
You
we
know,
have an
hey,
exponentially
listen, this
better
isn't-
football team
this
than
is-
we did last year.
This isn't Camo. This isn't Camo's corner. This is Colt's corner.
We
Okay.
need one.
no,
Dang it. We need
So
one.
you need to just kick rocks. You need to kick rocks.
No, Camo said it. I mean, we're better this year than we were last year.
Exponentially.
What's changed? What's the main thing that's changed?
The special
Bobby
team sucks.
Petrino.
Special team sucks
That's
exponentially
right.
because we do not have Cam Little. if you want to name a negative change, and this is something we haven't covered until just this very moment, our special teams is not, and Colt said it even last Colt's Corner,
I don't
you
like
know,
it.
and he called it before any of us three did. And so we'll give Colt some credit. Special teams is a huge change
Oh, yeah.
than what we had last year.
Here's the thing. I think I was 2 out of 3 last week, and if I can do some math, I mean that's a hell of a day in the baseball world. So get me in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well,
So
600.
That's
even-
a D. That's a D in high school, though, Colt.
but you're right, it is. But hey, guess what? C's and D's get degrees. You know what I mean?
Hey, doctors that make D's, they still doctors.
That's right.
You just got to get
Hey,
above
that's
60.
right. Hey, here's what it is. Whose problem is it that we didn't address the kicking? Whose
What's that?
problem is that?
That we didn't
Whose
address
problem
it.
is it
Well,
that-
Scott Fountain, the special teams coordinator, he's the coach that's been there the
Who
longest
brings
now
these guys in, though?
with Pittman. He's the only coach of part of Pittman's original staff when he come on.
Yeah.
You know, and Scott Fountain should be, you know, you got to blame it on him. I mean, as far as not having his players ready and coached up and making mistakes, Sam Pittman has done the same thing with Scott Fountain as he did with Pittman and as he did with T. Will. He's given them the reins to their task, which is handling that portion of our team. And so if you're going to blame anybody with the special team woes, blame it on Scott Fountain.
Okay.
Fire his butt.
I'll get.
But you want to blame our offensive mistakes on Pittman?
I didn't blame her for
on
offensive
Bobby
mistakes, but I'm saying they were snuffing us out in the second half more than they were in the first. You know, it's almost like they knew something was coming.
I saw us still moving the football. I mean, we dominated that football game. At the end of the day, dominated football game is still freaking lost. And that's why I'm mad, because you got to steal those games. We're all talking about that game being a loss, and yeah, you can say Bo Mattingly tweets out, y'all had it, y'all fans had that a loss. Yeah, we do, but you got to win those games. That's a winnable game. That was gift wrap.
Absolutely.
That's gift.
We gave it to
You
him.
know,
All I'm saying is if you had it a loss, and people were saying, okay, we're probably going to lose to Oklahoma State. Well, if you've already teed yourself up for disappointment and probably saying we're not going to win the game, don't be calling for the coach's head after we've just done exactly what you predicted.
There's a difference in lining up and getting dominated and losing a game and being queued up for disappointment than the opposite and going in and dominating and then just folding like a cheap
So if we would have
suit at
lost by
Dillard's.
3 touchdowns, Colt, you'd feel better than losing the way we did in double overtime?
Well, hell yeah.
You'd feel better that we got dominated and lost by 3 touchdowns. You would feel better?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm glad we took
100%.
it to double overtime and played a hell of a competitive game. I feel a lot better about the Hogs even now than probably going into the game about what kind of team we've got, because we went in and damn near stole one against a ranked opponent. And I couldn't have told you that was going to happen the way it did.
Anybody could have watched them play UAPB and said we've got a better football team. Anybody could have watched them and said we got more athletes. But what does it come down at the end of the day? It comes down to execution and being prepared to win football games, and we're not. And we won't be under this guy.
You make some great points, and I hope –
So let me get this straight,
you're very
Colt.
wrong, because I hope in the next few weeks, Sam Pittman and the players on this
Are you
roster
calling for his head now?
prove you and Buck wrong, and they show you what they're made of.
Hang on. Are you calling for his head now, Colt?
Yeah, he is.
No. Hang on. Let me.
I want to make this clear. I'm not calling for his head now, but I think.
Okay, hang on. Let me have a cool down. I had a chance to sleep on it. Okay, here's where I'm at. This is cooled down. All right. We had a chance to sleep on it. I was already lost. The losses happened. Okay, I'm gonna give them one. I'm giving them one strike. I've already given them 4 years of strikes. I'm giving them one last strike. If I do not see improvement in closing out football games and I see the same stuff happening over and over and over, I don't care if you beat Auburn.
Yep.
I don't care if you beat Auburn.
Yep.
I care if that happens in another big game. It's over with. This guy is not the guy. It's for 4 years and we're seeing the same stuff. The teams are not getting better. The same crap's happening. So, I'm not ready to call it yet. He's got one more strike and for me, he's out. He's not going to be the guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the guy.
Yeah, if we go up big like that against another team and fold like we just did, man, I'm going to be calling for it.
Well, hopefully we've learned from this mistake. Hopefully we grow as a team,
I do think-
and we don't do it again.
I do think we will bounce
Hey,
back.
you're right.
Saturday.
You're right. You're right. You're right, Josh. You're right. Listen. What do you know about teams? What do you find out most about yourself as a person?
Through adversity.
Right?
Through adversity and failure.
That's right.
You
That's
don't
right,
learn when you win.
100%.
You don't learn when everything's all rainbows and sunshine. You learn when you've made a very vital mistake and your back's against the wall and you're close to rock bottom. That's when you learn
That's right.
about yourself. You pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and all of them need to do that. They need to just forgive and forget, each other as a team and say, hey, it's us against the world. Let's learn from this and let's show them what we're made of. And hopefully we do it.
So what's our next matchup, Caleb?
Say
UAB?
Yeah, so Colt, give us your take. Let's move on. Let's give us your take for this week, and then we'll let you go and carry on with the show.
Yeah, I think it's I think the defense is going to be a positive spot throughout the year. I mean, the defense got backed up last week due to muff punts and just just some situations that hopefully that tighten up throughout the year, and they held good. They held nice, and so I'm excited about that point. I'm really this week on, honestly, boys, I think that this week you're gonna see some shakeup in the kicking game, and that's really my key. I don't have any other keys besides let's get this game right.
Yeah, let's try to pin the tail on the donkey. Right. Let's try to pin the tail on the donkey and find out what's going to work because like you said, we need to find out who's going to.
They got Lamb Kittle coming in, is what I heard.
Hey, I'm gonna leave Josh. I'm gonna leave Josh with a little homework for next week because clearly he's never seen the Mike Leach rant in the video with Texas Tech. And Josh is one of those mommies and daddies that's saying, "Hey, it's okay because we played it close."
Oh, I'm not
we played it close.
Trophies, that.
Well, you sound like it. You sound like it. Well, hell, the Hogs lost by 8, and damn it, we're good now. We're back, boys.
I said we're
back.
good. I said we're good.
You said we're great.
All right. Listen, I've got to get back because there's a parade going at Disney. I'm representing the Hogs. I appreciate you guys.
We'll
meet you there at the end of the year.
Well, that was another
That
edition
went about as bad like I thought it would.
Yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate Colt coming on and hanging out with us for a little bit. If you want to be out there or want to have something said on the show, just call us or text us. The number's on the screen if you're out there and you want to join in. We didn't get a score prediction, but that's all right. We'll text him.
Yeah, he forgot that.
All right. Now it's on to our famous Woo Pig Cuties segment. And this,
I don't know how famous.
Well,
we're doing it.
We got some different questions this week, fellas.
We've got Buck giving us, providing the questions this week. And so let's cue up the music. Let's see what we got here. That is not the right one. I apologize.
We're professionals, folks.
And here we go. Let's hear him, Buck.
All right. First question. Now, keep in mind, this isn't like y'all asked, but so how many dimples does the average golf ball have? A, 72. B, 48. C, 336. Or D, 184.
I was thinking 72 when you asked that, and you said 72, and I feel pretty confident in my answer. That's 72. I'm going to go A. I was thinking 72.
Because that's how many is in a full round. Right?
Dimples.
Yeah, but I'm just saying 18, 36.
You think there's a correlation on
Yeah, there's a correlation because the 72 holes is how many you play in a Thursday through Sunday round, which would be pretty cool to correlate that. But I'm not saying that. I'm going to say it's D.
184?
184.
Both of y'all are wrong. It's actually 336.
Holy cow.
That's a lot more than I thought, too. That's a lot.
On that little bitty white tiny ball.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's a good question.
It's just weird that you said
that's a good question.
I was thinking
right, I did that on purpose. Anyway.
How did you know what do you mean you did that on purpose?
Well, I came up with 72.
You were way off.
The town is back that way.
Lucky for you. All right. Number 2. In the NBA, which All-Star has never fouled out of a basketball game in his 14-year career?
Ooh, that's the hint.
Regular
there,
season?
14 year.
or playoffs?
Whoa.
A. Wilt Chamberlain. B. Scottie Pippen. C. John Stockton. D. Hakeem Olajuwon.
I'm going to say C, John Stockton.
We'll go Scottie Pippen.
Both the other wrong again. It is A. Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow.
Yes, he has
Oh,
never
good.
fouled
And
out
he's
of
in
an
the post.
NBA.
He's
basket.
a big dude. And to keep
Right,
from
that's
fouling,
amazing.
that's amazing. I see a guard,
Right.
kind of staying away and keeping
Right,
your
that's why I
space.
put some guards in
But
there.
being down there in the paint and throwing some bows
Throwing
and
some
putting a
bows.
body
Never
on people,
fouled out.
man, that's crazy.
All right,
Good
3.
question, Buck.
More interesting. How many footballs must be provided by the home team in the NFL during an outdoor game? Is it A, 12, B, 8, C, 36, or D, 22? Why are you looking at me like that? These are some tough questions, I told you.
I'm going to say 12.
What was C?
36,
What was D?
22.
I'm going to go D. 22.
Both of y'all are wrong. It is C, 36.
We suck.
And I'm. God, I was really hoping to
NFL
get one or
rules
two
Where'd
state.
you find these
puppies.
questions at?
NFL rules state the home team must provide 36 balls
36 balls?
for an outdoor game
That seems
or
a bit excessive.
24 balls for an indoor game.
So I was somewhat right.
You were close
36
for an indoor
balls.
game. It's
Why
24.
the heck do you need that many? That seems like too many to check.
That's what I was
Are we
thinking.
to deflate
Right.
gate? I mean, let's deflate 12 of those
And,
puppies.
and if the ball goes into the stands, they get it back unless the player hands it to them.
No, but they
it's
ha-
not like MLB where you've got a trillion balls.
Now
at
here's
one game.
an interesting
Wow.
question. This is before our time. I went back in history like Josh did last week. In 1943, these two teams in the NFL both lost so many players to the World War II draft that they had to join together to form one team.
Hmm.
Is it A, Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles, called the Steagles? Is it B, Chicago Cardinals and New York Giants, called the Redcoats? Is it C, Green Bay Packers and Redskins, called the Packins? Or is
It ain't that one.
I lost my train. Or is it D, the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Chicago Bears, called the Dodgers?
The Brooklyn Dodgers,
and the
I'm going to
Chicago
go with
Bears?
B.
the baseball team.
This is 1943.
B sounded better. I'm going to say the Redcoats.
What
It
was-
made more sense. So I'm going to say the
Yeah,
Redcoats.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna.
It
Say,
was just for one season.
I'm gonna go B as well because the Redcoats. That sounds legit.
Well, it is actually A.
God, I
Pittsburgh
was like,
Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles, and they were
I thought I
called
was right.
they
on
were
that
called the Steagles. That is crazy. I
I'm
thought.
fact
The
checking that,
Seagulls
Buck. I'm
and the
fact checking
Steagles.
that.
Yeah, the Eagles
Steagles.
and
Did
the
you make up those
Steelers.
nicknames of the rest of the three? Did you just?
Yeah, I
check?
made them up. Redcoats. I knew that
No,
would get
dude.
you.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
put
yeah.
some time into that.
Yes, I
That's-
did. All right.
Last one.
Last
The
question.
Packers.
Here's the last question, y'all. How much time duration does an average MLB game actually have? Like if it was televised or you're watching it, how much time of action does it actually have?
If you're live watching it.
Yeah. Or if you're at the game, you
Okay.
know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
All
yeah,
right.
if you're
Is
at
it
the
A, 18 minutes, B, 47 minutes, C, an hour and 9 minutes, or D, 34 minutes?
Ask the question again.
How much time duration does an average MLB game have of action, of actual action? Like of actual
I'm going to say
play.
an hour
Yeah,
and 9
yeah,
minutes.
it's an hour and 9 minutes.
18 minutes of action. Now you got, you know, when they pitch the ball, you got that little bit
That's
of couple
action.
So you're
seconds,
talking about
couple
the second
seconds.
they come out of the dugout. You're talking
The
about just
action
when
in the
it's
game
when they're in motion.
when the game's being played.
Wow, that's a tough
18
question.
minutes?
18 minutes.
You ought to ask a different one than that. That one's hard. I thought you meant like
that
when the
goes back to
actual-
my
the game's
point that
going on during the innings.
MLB
like
is the least
1 through 9.
athletes because
Well,
they
And none of
was
our says play ball.
That was a terrible edition of Whoopie Cuties
Wow.
there.
That
As
was
y'all didn't get one.
Camo and
that was
Bones
the stuff.
didn't get crap.
Do the little womp womp.
Yeah, where's that one at?
I figured y'all would guess one right. I mean, come on. Mine were probably too tough. I probably should have went easier on them.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So NFL is back, boys. Let's go. Boys.
A little late on the draw on that one.
Yeah, it was a little late, but you know what? We're cleaning it up as we go.
There you go.
So NFL's back. Something that we all kind of agreed on to talk about was top 5 quarterbacks in your opinion. Who are
Entering this year.
entering this year? Who's your top 5 quarterbacks? We'll start with Cam.
Go from 5 to 1.
Top 5.
Okay, 5
5
to 1.
5 to 1.
5 to 1.
Yeah, you gotta have them
I'm
in
going to
order.
say number 5, Jordan Love. Number 5, Jordan Love. I think is talent wise, ability wise, what he did last year. Even though he's young,
Too early.
he's not too proven. And that was my deal. Is he proven enough to say this? But as far as what I've seen, I think he is. And I'm going to say Jordan
now
Love.
he's hurt.
Now he's hurt, but yeah, he'll come back and put him in the playoffs. Watch.
Boo, Packers.
4, I'm gonna say Jared Goff. I'm gonna say Jared Goff. What he's done with the Lions, he's actually put the Rams in the Super Bowl. Come to the Lions, done what he's done there. He's accurate. He's a hell of a quarterback. I really like Jared Goff as a quarterback. 3, I'm gonna put Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, I'm gonna put at 3. Regular
Where's that
season,
button at, Caleb?
Regular season.
Wah, wah,
You
wah.
could say he's probably one of the top quarterbacks regular season.
That's
Now,
all
you
he
can
is.
argue with playoffs, and I get the argument, but he's really good. And then I'm going to say 2 and 1, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
So as much crap as you talk about Josh
He
Allen,
throws a lot of picks, but he's a really good quarterback.
he
Yeah.
is. He's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
But let's hear yours.
So I got number 5, Lamar Jackson. Mostly for his running ability. Number 4,
Lamar Jackson is worse than Dak Prescott on winning big games. He's worse than Dak Prescott on winning big games.
he's
never
won.
wins
He's
the
won
big
playoff games.
He's won playoff games, but why?
That's all I gotta
They
say.
always have an A+ defense,
Well,
and he won that playoff game 2 to 1.
he runs his way to it. Okay, and then number 4, we got Aaron Rodgers. Even though he's old, he can
Washed
still
up.
sling it.
Ooh.
Number
At
3,
40 years old?
Number 3, you missed Joe Burrow. You don't have him in your top 5.
No.
Are you kidding me?
He for one.
That
You're
is
You're a
insane.
closet LSU fan.
No, I'm
You're
not.
a closet LSU fan.
Has
and that's
nothing
why
to
you
do with
got him in there.
LSU. I love Kevin Durant. He came from Texas. I hate Texas.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, I got Josh Allen. As much as I want to put him at 1, he hasn't proven it.
Have you ever
'Cause
been
he-
to a Bills game?
He hasn't beat Patrick Mahomes,
I
who
just
I
trying to
have.
figure out how he's a Bills fan. Like, he
Number
just
1,
woke
they're
up one
freaking
day.
He's
miles
Bills
away.
Mafia
I'm
for
working on it.
sure.
I'm working on it. I want to break this
He's
table right
Bills.
now thinking about it. Just jump on it.
He's Bills Mafia for sure.
But that's my top 5.
Who
So
was your number 1?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Yeah. So I've got my top 5 going from 5 and up. I'm starting with Brock Purdy. I think Brock Mr. Irrelevant has proved himself.
Yeah.
He threw some
He was number 6 for
he
me.
threw some dimes last night.
Yeah, he
Dropped
did.
them in the bucket
He-
last
Yeah,
night.
he's really
Too
good.
early though. You
No,
can't
he's not
put
too
him in
early.
the
He's
top
proved
5.
himself.
Nah.
He's proved himself to me.
Yeah.
He's got a great team.
Number 4, I've
You
got
can't argue the top 5. These are our top 5s.
yeah.
Well, I'm arguing them.
At number 4, I've got Josh Allen. I think he is a good quarterback. Throws a lot of picks, but
low.
I put him at 4. Number 3, I've got Lamar Jackson. I like how he runs. I like how he gets out of the pocket. I really
I do
enjoy
like that about
I
it. But I'm
love
talking about
watching.
when I think of quarterback, I'm thinking of
he
throwing
plays the
football.
position, does he not?
He plays the position well, but in a new era of. But I'm old school,
It's
so I'm
kinda
going to be
like-
thinking of throwers of the football.
Just like the Razorbacks
Yeah.
quarterback we have right now,
I've
Taylor
got-
Green.
yeah.
I mean, they're kind of similar.
Well, yeah, people have already compared him
Exactly.
to Lamar. My second one is my number 2 is going to surprise y'all. Okay,
Go ahead and say it.
and it's C.J. Stroud.
Oh yeah, CJ's good.
I
He's
think-
it
a,
is
I think-
way too
he's a
early.
rookie.
He's a rookie.
I think C.J. Stroud
He's good. Caleb
is good.
Grady loves CJ
I-
Stroud.
I like him too, but it's way too early.
I think he's
Number
I like him.
2,
There's not a lot of veteran quarterbacks that are good anymore.
Aaron
Buck.
Rodgers. He,
Aaron
just,
Rodgers
He's not,
too
Aaron
old.
Rodgers is not good.
he was throwing some dimes last night. He missed some passes too, but he was throwing some dimes
I
too.
think they're one.
He's not top 5 in the league, though.
Jesus Christ.
He's not.
Number one is Patrick Mahomes. Moving on. Good grief. Aaron Rodgers is washed
The
up.
fact that he has
old.
I
Dak
would put
Prescott,
Justin Herbert.
the fact
I
that
would
he
put
has
Justin
Dak
Herbert
Prescott
over Aaron Rodgers.
I almost put him in there over Lamar.
I'd put
Insane.
I would put Derek Carr over Aaron Rodgers
But the
at
fact
this
you
point with the
not
Saints.
that you had him in the top 5 though, Stroud at number 2.
Yeah.
That is
So
crazy.
who was your 2-1 again?
2-1. CJ Stroud
Stroud
2.
and one.
And then
So
Patrick
to go
Mahomes.
Yeah.
to go win an NFL game, 2 minutes left, you would pick Patrick Mahomes as 1 and Stroud for your second pick.
Probably. Yeah.
Ain't no way.
And then y'all had Jordan
Ain't
Love.
no way.
I mean, Jordan Love is, man, I'm telling you, he's going to be a
He's
Super
my
Bowl
favorite
I
winning
agree, too.
quarterback.
quarterback,
But it's
He's
still
going to
too
be a
early for
Super
him.
Bowl winning quarterback for
Yeah.
sure.
no, I think he's good too. He's actually, I'm in 3 fantasy leagues this year. I drafted him in either 1 or 2, for sure.
I've
one,
got
but maybe
Josh
even 2.
Allen
I can't
and Jordan
remember.
Love. I always draft 2
I can't look
quarterbacks
at my phone because it's the camera. So
because one of them always ends up getting hurt,
that's right.
just like they
yeah.
did week 1.
All right, so let's go to MLB now. I mean, we're winding down. We're getting close to October. It's noteworthy of talking about some MLB, giving them a little love. But I know you don't watch a whole lot of MLB or keep up with it. But us Cardinal fans over here, we keep up with it a little bit.
Go
So
Cubs.
Boy,
I'm going to say MLB, and we'll just keep this short. Let's just keep it short because nobody really
I don't
cares.
have much to say on it.
Me and you care, but I don't know. Maybe a few of y'all listeners care, but I'm going to say probably be the Dodgers and the Astros probably in National League, and then I'm going to say the Orioles, Yankees, and Guardians in American League is probably going to one of those 5 is probably going to win the World
yeah,
Series.
they're the Yankees in the American League. It's Yankee as of when I made my notes last night. It's the Yankees, Guardians, and the Orioles. Orioles. Their Guardians are 1 game behind. Baltimore is 1.5 behind, and then in the National League, Phillies and Dodgers are tied. I don't know any scores tonight so far, and then the Brewers are the next team up is the Brewers, and
My sleeper team
they're
is
3.5
the Arizona
games behind.
Diamondbacks. The Arizona Diamondbacks are really, really good. If they get hot, they can do something. And then probably American League, I would say, I don't know, the Twins. The Twins get in there, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
Or the Royals. Excuse me, the Royals.
Royals are not going to play October baseball.
Dude, they're in the wild card right now.
They're not. They're not going to play very long in October. Okay. Yeah.
I thought you said they were going to get in because I think they'll get
No.
into the playoffs.
No, I don't think so. But out of the
Junior's good.
out of the top 3 American League teams, the Yankees and the Guardians and Baltimore, I'd rather see Baltimore in there over those 2 because we've got Heston and Kjerstad.
I
up there.
really like Baltimore. If they
Yeah.
go far, I'm going to be pulling for
Yeah.
Hurstad and
Yeah.
Baltimore for
Yeah,
sure.
part of that
At
organization.
Camden Yards.
Yeah.
Folks, Camden Yards.
Yeah. All right. Enough on MLB.
Yeah.
Cardinals 10 games.
But we didn't
behind
do
in
the
Central.
NFL predictions either.
Okay, let's talk NFL predictions.
But just real quick. Eagles, obviously Chiefs and 49ers. Cowboys looked really good. I think some sleeper teams are the Saints, the Cardinals, and we'll probably go with the Texans.
I noticed you didn't put the
Texans.
Bills up there.
And the Bucks.
The
The
Saints
Bucks are
look
good.
good.
you
Saints look
you
really
don't
good.
think the
Saints look
Bills have a
really
shot
good.
this year?
I just think they've got rid of too much.
That Diggs?
Yeah, they got
That's
rid of
too much?
Yeah,
They added
a top
Coleman
5 wide receiver. Yeah, that's too
in the
much.
first round. Did you watch the first game? See the highlights or anything?
Did you?
I didn't.
Oh.
Wow. We don't get that here. I'm sorry, but I did watch all the highlights.
They almost
and
lost to the Cardinals.
Watch all the post conferences
terrible
and
Cardinals team.
seen the stats. And let me just say,
We'll
we
see.
didn't lose
We'll
as
have
much as
this
y'all think.
conversation in like week 6 or 7. See how the Bills are doing.
Well, let's do it.
Put some money on it, Camo. Bills will do better than the Cowboys this year.
I think in 7
I'll
weeks
put money
in,
on that.
the Cowboys will have a
Playoffs.
better record.
No, I'm not saying regular
Than the
season
Bills.
record. I'm saying going far in the playoffs. Who's going farther?
I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Put money on it.
I'll bet you $100 right now.
Let's go. On camera.
Cowboys.
Mark the tape.
On camera. It's official.
How come you didn't make my bet earlier?
And y'all
Well,
got
I
an
don't
easier
have
schedule.
much faith in
Y'all got an easier schedule. So,
in our
Still
defensive
going with the
coach.
Cowboys.
I've only seen a
Rolling
little
with them boys.
bit.
For me, it's too early.
You know
for-
what's going to be
for
funny if we're
predictions. I
playing
don't
in the
know.
Super Bowl together.
That would be great.
That'd be.
Y'all would fail again.
Oh,
Deja vu of the 90s.
Nah, it's a new
All right,
decade.
let's move to our something that we have been talking about for a little bit, and I'm stumped on it honestly. But
Oh, gosh.
favorite Razorback moment in history that obviously I think it needs to be of obviously that you.
Well, I'll go short and sweet with mine.
We've experienced it. You got to be there to experience.
I remember where I was watching this game, and it's not like a huge game. We're playing ranked Kentucky. I don't even remember what they were ranked at the time, but it's when Arkansas beat them in Bud Walton, when Madden shot the 3, missed it.
And
Qualls
Qualls
got the
put
that
tip
was
dunk
awesome.
right at the
Our
buzzer.
Mom and Dad were there.
Yeah,
They hit
yeah,
a 3 in
sure
the
were.
possession before to take the lead, and then we did that.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that was a really
awesome.
cool moment.
That was
Yeah.
an awesome Wednesday night game.
But of all
remember
the
that.
games, baseball,
Might have been
basketball,
Tuesday.
I mean,
football,
there's so many.
that's your
I-
favorite Razorback moment? Just
It's up
the
there.
way it kind of just
Yeah, it's up. Is it the dunk?
the way it
Is it?
finished.
I mean,
yeah.
you see him miss it, and it's like, oh no, we lost, and then he got the tip and slammed
It
it.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was pretty cool.
Well, I'm going to go with something that you wouldn't think would be my favorite moment because I ended up leaving this game with Dad, with Rich.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But we were at the Miracle on Markham in Little Rock when Matt Jones threw it to DeCorey Birmingham in the corner of the end zone, and we thought we were going to lose that game. And of course, he always wanted to beat the crowd, and he asked me, look down, he was like, "You ready to go?" And I didn't want to go, but I said, "Yeah, let's go ahead and let's go." We had walked out of the stadium, and we had kind of made it down the hill. You know, you're walking down that hill that War Memorial sits up on, and you're walking through all the drunk people.
So you
on the
didn't
golf
actually get to
course.
see it.
And the second he caught the ball, we heard the ground and the roar from the crowd just
I bet it was loud.
loud.
Yeah.
I'm talking loud. And we look back, and
That
both of
stadium
us looked at
echoes,
each
too.
other and we go, "There's no way. There's no way."
Did y'all get to go back in?
And he was kicking himself. He's like, "We shouldn't have left. I hate that we left. I'm so mad." But that was probably my favorite Razorback moment because we ended up seeing it on TV that night and seeing what had happened, and just knowing that I was at that game and being there.
You were
was-
at the Miracle on Markham, but you didn't get to see the
Left.
Miracle on Markham.
And I will never.
Man, you're
ever-
probably going to
I'll
get a
never
lot of hate
forget
from
that.
these
Yeah.
Hog fans
So,
out here
I'll
for
never
leaving.
forget that. That's one of my biggest regrets.
So I was at the Miracle on Markham too with Casey Dick.
Yeah,
I
and
was
London
Crawford.
Crawford.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
at that game with Uncle Paul. If Uncle Paul's been watching us, so
Hey, Uncle Paul.
shout out if you're
Love
out
you.
there, Uncle Paul. Love you. Mine is also going to be at War Memorial Stadium. As much as I hate that stadium,
I
Now,
can't stand it either.
I started hating in 2012 when we lost to ULM. That's when I started.
I started hating when we lost to Toledo with Belima.
Yeah. Well, so mine is in the 2010 when we beat LSU to go to the Sugar Bowl. I was at the game. Scored some tickets through I think through someone at church. I can't remember, but scored some tickets. Was there, and the atmosphere was electric. The halftime. Right before half, Ryan Mallett to Kobe Hamilton.
That was awesome.
That was insane. 6
That-
seconds
that-
on
I
board.
thought
I was
about
like,
that.
"What? Take a knee, Bobby? What
that
are you
memory
doing?"
crossed my mind.
And man, that was just insane.
And you know what also crossed my mind was the Joe Adams punt return.
That
against
crossed my
Tennessee.
mind, too.
Tennessee.
I
Yeah.
was like, man, that'll
But it
forever
wasn't
go
like a
down as one of the
game-winning,
greatest
you know.
highlights ever.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why I didn't put
I
it
hope
up
we
there.
take
Yeah.
care of Tennessee this year, like we did that year.
Tennessee
I do
looks
too.
good.
That's the
They
last time
looked
we
really
Is that the
good.
last time we played Tennessee?
They looked really good.
That's the last time we played Tennessee. Ain't
I
it?
think so.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my favorite. Probably that I've
don't-
witnessed.
we're wrong. We're wrong
That's my
there, but
favorite. Yeah.
yeah.
That's my favorite Razorback moment for me.
I like all those.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch, even though we don't have a natty, but we've got a lot of great
When you
moments
said
as Hawk
Kentucky, I
fans.
thought you were going with the 7 overtime football game, and
That
What
was
was
a
that?
good one too. It just
The
wasn't.
Ole Miss was, I think, 6 overtimes, and the Kentucky game was 7. I may be reversed on that, but we've had 2 really, really long
Kentucky was 7.
We're top-
I know that.
top
Another-
5 2 games of longest games
Another
ever in
memory
college
popped
football.
in when Henry against Ole Miss, when Henry
Oh, the
threw
Hunter
that.
Heath.
The
back.
Hunter Heath
Hunter
was
Heath,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That crossed my mind
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, that was awesome. That was fun. Week 3.
We needed an uplifting Razorback moment
Yeah.
after this. We needed to remember
That's right.
some good times.
Well,
some
let's
good
move on to
moments.
UAB right now.
So
Let's do
Hogs week 3. We're going to Fayetteville finally.
I'm
Playing
so happy.
playing
we're
that on the
playing
hill.
First game on the hill.
First
Y'all
game
think
on the
it's gonna
hill
be
this
packed?
year.
I think it'll be
I
packed.
think it'll be
I
packed.
think
hope
people
so.
are excited.
it. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of tickets for sale.
I
I hope
Even
it's
though we
packed.
lost, I hope y'all fans buy tickets, get your butt up on the
Get
hill.
to the game. You're going.
Let's call the Hogs. Yeah.
You're going. I think so. The last time I looked, the line was 24. The over-under was 60.5, I believe. So I'm probably, I don't bet on the Hogs, but if I was, I'd probably take the over.
Yeah.
On
I'm
that.
going to say we're going to score north of 50, and I hope we hold them to less than 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say 53-14.
53-14. I am saying 42-17.
My prediction is 55-13.
2
I
field
think we're
goals
just
and a
going to come
touchdown.
out and try to get that taste out
Yeah,
of our
I mean,
mouth
here's-
and just dominate.
I think so too. Here's one thing I don't want to see. I don't want to see a lot of Jaquindon Jackson. I don't want him to rush for 100 yards.
We need to
this
save
game.
him for Auburn.
Unless
I-
he's healthy. I mean, if he's healthy, let
Get
him
Braylon
go.
Russell some
I
D1
want-
carries.
And I think from the highlights that I've seen of the press conference from Sam Pittman was they're going to work Braylon Russell in.
You know how
a
many
little bit
players
more.
we played last Saturday? 33 players. That's not enough. We played 33 players on our whole roster.
Yeah.
We've
I
got
didn't
to
know
we got to work.
So
some guys in.
And I
that's
think week 1 was like
11
80.
on offense, 11 on defense. I mean, if you did it that way, I mean, that's 11 on special teams,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, but some of those special teams players play both ways.
Right, right.
You know, so you can't really look at it that way.
that
but Matt
that goes
says
back
that.
to depth. We don't have a
Yeah.
lot of depth.
Well,
We
the
really
week
don't.
before we
Yeah, I
played
heard that on the
83.
radio station today.
I
It was
mean,
33 players.
But the week before we played 82, 83.
We thought we had some
somewhere around
depth when we
Yeah.
played the week before, beat them 70-0, but
Right.
it's the
Well,
that's the
Sam
opponents we're
said that
playing.
we have to play
Hey,
more players.
I'm glad he said that. Shout out to UAB for bouncing, or UAPB, excuse me.
Bouncing
Bouncing
back.
back in
back.
73
73 to nothing.
nothing after
Just
they
like
lost
we had beat
70-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, UAPB.
Against Arkansas Baptist.
That's the way we need to come
What is
back.
it? A bunch of nurses out there playing?
No, it's two HBCUs playing against each other. They ain't nurses.
When I hear Baptist, I think of Baptist Hospital,
No, it
where
ain't.
you work.
Yeah.
So I like their coach though. I like UAB's
Yeah,
coach.
I always like Trent Dilfer.
Dilfer.
He's a knowledgeable guy. You know what? They've played 2 games. They're 1-1. They handled Alcorn State pretty handily. Their quarterback Zeno is a really good quarterback, dual threat guy, and then their running back BB. I want to say his number is 29. He's a cat back. He's a small guy. He's like 5'8", 5'9", real small back, really quick, really fast. And then they have another guy, Cameron Steele, maybe Cameron Steele. He's number 7 on their on the wide receiver
Mhm.
group. He's a really good guy, but he's like their slot receiver. He's like 5'10", not a big guy in stature, but he's quick, and they get the ball to him a lot. So you'll see those guys, Zeno, BB, and Cameron.
I was trying to look at his name.
One thing I noticed, they try to
I don't have my notes in front of me. I'm going off.
they
memory
try
'cause
to
I left
run
my
the
notebook.
ball, but they're not good at it. They had 15 total rushing yards.
Yeah, against
UL.
ULM,
Yeah,
Louisiana
yeah.
Monroe.
Monroe.
Louisiana Monroe handled them pretty well.
I mean,
And that-
15 rushing yards. You will never win a game. I mean,
And that's why I said
in
we're going to score north
any
of
level.
50 because Louisiana Monroe handles them like that. We're going to probably
Yeah, no, we
handle them
should.
pretty
But
well.
like I said, Jaquindon Jackson with missing a couple plays last week, coming out because of cramps, and maybe it to me looks like he was holding a hamstring. I mean,
He was cramping in his
he could've been
leg.
cramping, but
three different times that I seen.
Yeah.
Could have been more than that, but yeah.
Yeah. So I want to see Hill more and Braylon Russell more this week, and I want us to stay healthy. Now, I'm not looking past UAB. I don't want to do that, but I want us to be healthy go into Auburn and beat them.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking past them, but I hope the team doesn't look past them.
Auburn
I'm already
just
looking
lost to
past
Cal. I mean, Auburn beat Cal last year at Cal, and Cal came to Auburn and beat Auburn.
We ought to beat UAB with our third string. I mean,
Yeah,
if we
that's what I'm
started the
saying. We
game with
should.
our third string, we ought to beat them by 2 touchdowns with the third string guys.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be nice to get back on track.
Maybe get
you know,
some
play
confidence
some more
back.
players, get some confidence back, and go into Auburn with our backs against the wall, and make up for this last week loss,
Yeah.
and get to 3-1, and go into Jerry's World at the Southwest Classic,
Shock the world.
and really
I know.
then go to 4-1, and then everybody's going to be talking about the Hogs. We may even be ranked if we get to 4-1.
Yeah, we probably will be.
I hope so.
What is that? Y'all hear that?
Turn it up, son.
What is that? Buck, what you know about Little Hog Wild?
I know this is Josh's favorite song.
My favorite. I play in the truck all the way up the hill every time.
24/7 on repeat.
Doesn't that just get you pumped up? I mean, play that when you wake up on Saturday and just.
Well, I was born at a party in a barn with a guitar strapped across my arm.
I'm ready to go punch someone in the mouth right now, boys. Let's go!
Come on, baby.
Nobody knows that I'm
Appreciate everybody out there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. Appreciate the support. Go like us on all the stuff you're supposed to say whenever you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
I've gotten
Thank
some messages.
y'all.
Curtis Butler, you messaged me this week, said we're doing a good job. You want to get some guys at work tuning in too. I know you've been tuning in. You're a good buddy from high school, and all the rest of you guys. We really appreciate you.
Go Hogs!
Appreciate it. Woo Pig. Let's
Woo Pig.
go.
That was about the length it needs to be right there.